That's why a lot of the people are that
There's somebody comes up. Yeah, there you go.
Was that we're about to start about 6? So, there's like 45 minutes of speakers and 45 minutes of talking. They want to kind of wrap it up out of the clock. Meeting and stuff like that. So yeah, well, once you make more announcements where people are a little quieter, hopefully you'll get more bites later on too. And if you see anybody that's up here that's passionate, like you want to talk to, and you want to get in specifically for it, like grab them afterwards. He's gonna go. He doesn't want that recorded.
you were going to use your phone. I see.
Yeah, I had to.
You're so lucky.
Script everything.
God,
We're just gonna put it on there.
I remember that
Because I think your song is a great way to put my notes. I'm about to sing it. I'm about to sing it and clap it. And move it and move it. Not get chanting, resisting. Great. So, he's on the floor.
Okay. Well, Diddy has the camera, so he can like.
Okay. So, Denny has the camera. So can you make sure that he knows what you're going to do so that we capture all the Great. Well, thank you. Now you've met me. So that's good.
Right, if I can turn up my light pretty good.
What would you do with it?
So it's the back row of ceiling lights.
Well, everything off? All those other ones off?
And you're just holding the bottom.
I'll do that one.
this up. There it is. You just spotlight myself. So it'll work. I just set it up before you and spotlight myself.
Yeah, yeah. Is it a spotlight?
Yeah, you just turn it out.
Oh, I see. So yeah, if you set that on the ground, that can you go if you want.
That's cool. I'll just drop this down.
Sure, yeah. When you get to the reception, you set that up. I'll turn these lights off, and you'll be good to go.
I like it.
Okay.
All right, then.
We'll give it a shot.
All right, can folks start finding their seats? We're going to get started here soon. Hey, Les. Les, can we get this music off? All right, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for showing up again. This is the second empty seat town hall. We didn't want it to be an empty seat. We put the invite out there to Representative Crank 3 times. He did finally respond. The response is back there on the table. Y'all can read it. But you're going to notice he is not here. Yeah, I know it's a shocker. Like we're keeping our fingers crossed there. But he's not here. He doesn't make space for us to come out and use our First Amendment right and speak our minds. So we have to do it for you. The folks that put this together for you today, Indivisible, Colorado Springs, they're a huge part of that. Give them a round of applause. The folks at 5051 Colorado Springs, they're here doing some recording, keeping us safe in the parking lots, things like that. The IBW Hall last year, his entire team, incredible. The refreshments, give them a huge round of applause. And now, do we have any elected officials here in the audience not on my list? Oh, I didn't think you were on my list. All right, so let me, oh, sorry, I locked myself out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. Back to my top. All right, so welcome everybody. Thank you all for showing up. It's important for us all to come together and talk about things. You know, the world will not be destroyed by evil people, but by good people who do nothing to stop it. And hopefully there will always be good people courageous enough to take on the bad guys. This is the only way humanity can hope for salvation. That's the pearl of wisdom. I'll let you look up the guy's name. I can't pronounce that, but that's the pearl of wisdom. And at this time, more than ever, with what this administration's doing, we need to be courageous and keep using our voices. So thank you for showing up. Let me get back to, sorry, the script changed on me here, so what I have written down on my note cards does not match what the script is here, so yeah, well, just, and reading's always tough. All right, so why we are here. The purpose of this town hall is there's a lot of things that we can focus on, right? But one of the big ones is this big, beautiful bill that passed. We know that it's going to decimate healthcare across the country. And, you know, I'm going to be honest right now. Right now, it's kind of a weird spot to be in for me politically, because after seeing 8 senators not be able to hold the line last week, I'm pretty upset about that, right? Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we need our Democratic folks to stand together and stand strong all the time. So we have that to deal with. And then within the last couple of days, Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene actually stood up to Trump. So I don't know what world we're living in right now, but it's terrifying. So, you know, with the big, beautiful bill and this vote that, you know, is supposed to help extend the ACA credits, it's not going to happen in December. We know that. So we need to make sure that Jeff Crank hears our voices now so that we can, you know, stand together as a community in spaces that he doesn't allow for us. So with this empty space here, everyone is welcome. If you are a Republican independent and you want to come up and speak, please do. I'll make jokes about you. I'm sorry. But please do. Like, I'm being honest when I say I respect your opinion and I want to hear you. So this space is for everybody. Some of the goals for tonight: we want to inform you, we want to empower you, and we want to inspire you. And before I get too far into this, I want to bring up one person right now to quickly talk about how we can do something. Darlene, where did you disappear to? Right here. Yeah, I know. We'll get you.
My husband calls me a dwarf. Hi. Welcome tonight. So, you look like an informed crowd. How many of you vote regularly? Just even if you don't. Raise your hand. Okay. Do you all know exactly how that candidate gets on the ballot? Does anybody not understand how you get on the ballot? There are 2 ways to get on the ballot. One, you go out and you get thousands of signatures. The other way is through caucus. How many caucus? Not everybody. Okay. If you want that candidate that you want to win, they have to win the caucus, because most people who win an election have gone through the caucus process. So our goal is to get you to caucus. I'm not going to tell you who to caucus for tonight. I'm working for Phil Weiser, but I'm not talking about that tonight. I promise this is not a campaign issue for a particular candidate. It is a process in which, frankly, I think is antiquated, but it is what Colorado has. So if you, and I think this is a very, very important time in our history. So if you want a candidate that you completely believe in, get on the ballot so you can vote for him. You have to caucus. If you don't know how to caucus, I've got a little thing here about where to go, where you find your precinct, how you find your precinct, and the dates. And I'll be at the back at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Darlene. All right. So, real quick, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Adam Gillard. I run the Progressive Vets here in town, work with 5051, do some planning on things. Thank you. Our agenda for tonight, we're going to have some great speakers for you. Senator Mark Schneider is going to talk with us, June Waller. We're going to have a reading from the Guffrey family, a performance by the Arts Uprise, and a special Declaration of Independence, annotated version of that. So we'll have all those things for you. And obviously your questions and your concerns at the end is the highlight. So make sure your wheels are turning and make sure you're thinking of what you want to say. Again, there's cards to write things down. If you want somebody else to say it for you, you can hand it to me. I'll say anything. Quick logistics. One, thank you, Les, again, for having us here. There's bathrooms through that back door, and then fire exits that way. Plenty of refreshments. Again, help yourselves. Make sure stuff, the more you eat, the less we have to clean up. So just keep eating. So now a shout out to all the candidates and elected representatives who are here tonight. One, I saw Dr. Regina English representative back there. How you doing? Did Amy make it? I don't know if Amy made it. I saw Mike here earlier. So Amy Pascal, she's usually here. She didn't make it out tonight. But we have a list of candidates here. Matt Cavanaugh for CD5. Where's he at? He's back there in the corner. Zuri Horowitz for CD5. Jessica Killen for CD5, front here. Justice Lord for CD5. And Joe Regan for CD5. We have representatives for Jax here. Jax Armendez, Unzeta, right over here. That's her representative right there. She's running for County Commissioner, District 5. We also have Yolanda Avila sitting up here. She's running for County Commissioner, District 5. John Mikos running for Colorado State Treasurer. Jeff Livingston running for House District 15. Chauncey Johnson running for House District 17. And this is a big one here. We're done with candidates now. This is a congratulations to winners. This is a congratulations to Leanna Baca Bartlett, our new D11. Charles Johnson, a new D11 board member. And Wen Delphin, D3 board member. And I intentionally left this guy off, but John had to remind me. Mike Pearson, running for HD22. Great guy. Sorry, Mike. No. Mike's one of the progressive vets. He's always out sporting us. Yeah, we see him all the time. Man, so real quick, since we got a little bit extra time here too, I want to point out that the incredibly negative attacks against Charles Johnson, one, absolutely disgusting. Forget about it. We won. He never put his head down. He never put his head down. That is a community leader right there. Congratulations, buddy. All right, so we got a really, really packed agenda here. And if we don't get to it all, Mr. Soros's checks won't cash. So we got to stay on target here. We're going to go right into our speaking portion. First person I'm going to introduce, since we don't have a representative here that we wanted here, I reached out to somebody who is always stepping up for us. I've been in things from Fountain to here, downtown, everywhere. Senator Mark Schneider is a champion for our community. He will protect us, and if he votes for you and you don't understand it, he will talk to you about it, and he will tell you why he voted the way he did, and you'll walk away probably understanding a little bit more. So with that, our senator for District 12 here locally, Mark Schneider. You want to take it off? You don't hold it.
No, just take it off if I can. Well, it's great to see so many people out here tonight, and thanks to Adam, thanks to Les for hosting us as always, and a special thanks to whoever made the egg salad sandwiches, because that is a weakness of mine, and as soon as I saw that, I knew my evening was getting better already. So I am state senator for District 12, which we're right in the heart of right now here in Colorado. But I want to start with one thing. We know Jeff Crank and all the Republicans across the country, they don't show up to events like this. And they'll tell, oh, they're worried about their safety or people are going to be rude. Don't kid yourself. Jeff Crank is not here now because he supports the MAGA Trump agenda, and he wants to get people kicked off of SNAP and lose their public assistance and have their insurance premiums double or triple. That's part of their plan. And, you know, if this is not a hostile crowd. You know, if he's our congressman, he should be here and tell us what's going on, why he's voting the way he is. But I'll leave that to other people to get into the details on. One thing I was asked to discuss is the SNAP benefits. Now, we know those have been somewhat resolved. SNAP benefits should have gone onto your EBT cards already. If they haven't, there's places you can call and reach out. I thought Colorado was very proactive, not only securing more of our budget reserve to put into SNAP benefits, but we passed LL and MM. Those were, you know, and those will do a lot for how we take care of folks here in Colorado. Not only does it supplement any reductions in SNAP we might get down the road, we'll have the money then to pay for it. But one of the original things in the original ballot measure a few years back was prioritizing local food. We weren't able to do much in that area. This will be a real shot in the arm and allow us to really set up a local food to food pantries, getting that assistance out to people who really are in need. And I'm really proud of the Coloradans for voting those two measures through. And it had a little bit of a progressive income tax feature to it. So something that we've been fighting for a long time. Yeah, not many people have gone, you know, lost their races by advocating for taxing rich people. So, and really, you think about it, it's just taking away some of the deductions that they get. It is a net tax increase on people that make over $300,000. And so I have no problem with that. They can afford it, and we need the help. So, but I think the one thing we still haven't resolved, and we know there was a big debate in Congress about whether to keep the government closed down, and Democrats held the line for a long time as far as the enhanced insurance premium tax credits. So those currently are set to expire at the end of the year. Already I'm hearing reports from people, from insurance brokers and others, as they're working with people, they're finding out that their insurance is going up double or even triple. And you have to realize, when we put those enhanced premium tax credits in place, it was coming out of the pandemic to help people stay on health insurance and get the access to health care that they needed. For groups, for people ages 50 to 65, we saw fully a 50% increase in people accessing health care and health insurance through that. So with these premiums going away, I don't think it's unrealistic to think we may lose 50% of those 50 to 65-year-olds who just won't be able to afford their insurance. And that's going to have a cascading negative effect on everybody, but especially here in Colorado. It's going to cause us a lot of problems. You know, as the insurance companies start to see enrollment numbers decline, the pressure is going to be on them to raise their rates on those who are still staying insured. I think they'll start looking at ways they can cut out certain coverages in order to balance their books. I know there's a lot of folks in this room probably that support universal health care. I'd love to get there too. We're not there yet. And I worry about moving forward in just Colorado. When the insurance companies have so much influence and power, they would punish Colorado because it's an existential threat to their business model. It doesn't mean we don't give up the dream, but we got to work hard, roll up our sleeves, and see what we can do about that. You have to also remember that public assistance benefits like SNAP and WIC and others, they already sustained $1 billion cut during the Doge process, which you remember those times with Elon Musk and his chainsaw and all that. So whether it's reducing benefits, increasing eligibility requirements, or just cutting staff at many of these federal agencies, those are something we can't forget about. So even though we've made SNAP whole, Colorado's in pretty good shape there as far as that goes. But we're going to have to stay vigilant. I just don't have any faith in this administration following through on any promises that they make. So Colorado's in a uniquely vulnerable position, I guess, because of some of our tax couplings and other things, which we took care of a little bit in the special session. We were able to cut out some of the foreign investment, certain countries where people park their money and they can avoid taxes. We expanded that list of countries that are excluded, and we can collect taxes now from folks. But we really, it's going to be a tough session. It seems like every session now, and even every special session, we're faced with $1 billion budget shortfall. We have the same issue right now, and the problem is this year, we don't have all the money in the couch cushions. We don't have the cash funds. We don't have other funds that we swept in order to balance the budget last session. So this year is going to be tough. And you think about, well, what can I do as an individual? I think, and I can't believe it, it's like 5 months ago, I sat right up here and was basically saying the same thing, but the way that we get through this horrible time is to look out for each other and keep it, see who's out there. If you have an elderly neighbor down the street who has trouble getting out, maybe offer them help, a ride, take them to the grocery store. Eventually it's going to snow again, so get your shovel out and go shovel somebody's driveway. I would say that anybody that's in real need and really facing a crisis, I've backed several bills promoting the 211 information system. So let people know. All you have to do is call 211. You'll get a live person on the phone. They partner with over 300 different organizations. They'll find the assistance that's available out there for you. But I know we have a long agenda and a lot of good things coming up here in a little bit. Happy to answer any questions if anybody has any. Otherwise, thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, Senator Snyder. Always appreciate, always learn something here, hearing you speak. The next person that we have coming up is an absolute legend in this community. She's been working the civil rights movement since the 60s. She works with the Housing Authority now. She gets toys from the Ark and cleans them up and sells them to kids to keep low-income families with toys. An absolute legend in this community. Her big motto is look backward, but work forward. And she's been doing this for I'll let her say how many years. But Miss June Waller, please come up and join us.
You have a footstool? Oh, thanks. You're gonna build some muscles tonight. Yeah. Oh. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the invite. Okay, you sound like you're sleeping already. Okay, so good evening, everyone. Good evening. All right, all right. Well, I'm one of those seasoned persons who takes my voting and the Constitution very seriously. I have about 230 days, and I'll be 90. So I'm taking it pretty. I thought of the many different one-way conversations for this evening. Yeah, you're listening, and I appreciate it, believe me. My favorite is direct communication as far as those gaps, or let me proceed this with, my whole life has been looking at where there are gaps in the system and what I can do to close some of them. And believe me, when you really get into this gap business, there are more gaps than you have days to live. But then I go back to the Bible, when the only person I know who really filled his responsibility was Noah, because he took all them animals out on the water and brought them back. And not many people can do that. Okay, how do other places in the world keep their people happy? What I found out when I lived in Germany was they have information that they feed to people before the entertainment comes on. And as long as people are receiving communication about what's going on around them, they seem to be much happier than trying to guess as what's your next move, okay? First and foremost, I want to thank all the voters that voted for L&M. You don't know, unless you've been a mother with 3 crumb snatchers, I call them crumb snatchers, running around first thing in the morning. You know, all of our attention has been on feeding kids lunch. I've always believed that you really need to look at feeding breakfast. There's nothing like a household with chaos in the morning. Now, we worry about how the adult is doing in their day instead of how are the children doing after listening to screaming and yelling, you know, get this, do that, go here, think this. So I'm so happy that breakfast was included in getting the kids out in the morning, okay? Let's see. A study of what chaos does to the mind and body, we really haven't researched that, you know? So I'm saying we need to deal with the children and what chaos does to them during their day. And I think you will find that there should be a sign over the kitchen door that says, no yelling, no screaming. We tend to think of many things during the day, and now we're thinking of many things that's happening to us. My next issue would be the lack of voting by people who have the needs in our community. I think about how hard it is to convince them that sharing their feelings through their vote is an important move, okay? I guess I take too long to explain my solution because a die-hard non-voter is a die-heart, H-E-A-R-T, okay? So think about that and think that whenever you become a die-hard, always ask your question of why and how. Those 2 questions come first, why and how. My issue, and I'm going to cut this really short, is the government shutdown. Does everyone know why the government was shut down? Everybody knows why? Everybody knows why they opened up the government? I want to share a little of that. Just a little bit. Why did it start? See, I asked Adam for some place to put all these papers. Why did it start? Government funding ran out September 30th, right? And the Democrat base was upset with Democratic leaders for not standing up for their priorities earlier this year. Remember, we went through that. And going along with a Republican spending plan, as I sat back there, I was looking at the big, beautiful plan. Everything that Mr. Crank does is based on the big, beautiful budget plan. That wasn't going to be the case this time, and Democrats coalesced around the issue of extending health care subsidies that expire at the end of this year. Okay? How did it end? 5 moderate senators that had nothing really to lose, right, crossed over to open the government back up. They felt that 40 days that Republicans were not going to negotiate and Americans had felt enough pain. I wish I could feel sorry for how they felt. But I'm one of those folks who really believe that once we stood our ground, stay there until you get what you want. Okay, so they opened up SNAP. I love what you have back here for your care and share. It's wonderful. Now we got to figure out how to get people over here, okay, to participate in what you do. Okay, the other thing was if the government is only funding until January 30th, that's 30, 31, 61, and 15, 76 days. Well, we have to depend, I'm not going to say they, we have to depend on what the climate's going to be at the end of 60-something days, you know? I don't know of too many people who hear the truth from those that speak to us on a daily basis. You know, they got to be in the news. That's what a promoter is. He's in the news every day. Live. So we don't know what that's going to be like in the 76 days. But it depends on the political climate. Can anyone predict what that political climate's going to be? I know I can't. The health care studies that the Democrats said they were fighting for, they got nothing on them except a promise in the Senate to hold the vote sometime next month. Republican Speaker Mike Johnson, though he wouldn't commit to a vote in the House. But also remember, most of those guys in the House were sent home. So who were you even supposed to meet with? Okay? Most of the Republicans went home. Sad, sad, sad. Were there any surprises in the promises? Well, one thing, our congressional folks will, they got paid during the time, and they're going to get all their benefits, right? What other kind of pet projects? Any kind of little pet project that they have that you haven't heard about? Those are the things. Please look that up. I only have 7 minutes, so I don't want to keep you more than that. But we really need to think of what were our advantages from the government shutdown. And I think we learned a lot. We learned how to set strategy. And one of the things I would like for us to not only learn, but to be conscious of is that we need to start looking at critical thinking. How you break down anything a lie tell you. Break it down. You want to be able to analyze what you hear. You want to be able to look at it from a problem-solving situation. You want to look at self-reflection, open-mindedness, clarity, precision, and logical reasoning. These things do not come easy. So what do I suggest? I suggest we look at our junior colleges and we look at our high school seniors, get them trained and then they can come and train all us gray-haired folks. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Miss Waller. When you talk about people who show up, she never left. She's been fighting with us forever. So thank you, Mrs. Waller. The next person, did we find Terry? Hey, there she is. All right. The next person couldn't be here. So we're going to have Terry read something for us here in a second. But Brandy Hardy, she's an OIF Army vet. She's a lead field organizing strategist. So when we talk about doing these things, this is all organizing, and having those folks that give us a long-term strategy is key. She's an advocate for LGBTQIA+, equality, and defeating any anti-trans legislation. So here is Terry Weber speaking for Brandy Hardy.
Brandy was willing to drive down from Denver tonight to speak her 7 minutes, but chaos and crisis that began last Thursday ensued, and so she sent this message. Her One Colorado statement. Thank you for making space for the LGBTQ plus community tonight. I am sorry we cannot be with you there in person, but we want to offer a clear picture of what these anti-trans ballot measures mean for our state. Across the country, powerful interests are trying to divide us by attacking transgender young people and their families. They use fear to distract from the real issues our communities face, and they target kids who already experience higher rates of violence, homelessness, and discrimination. These measures would not make anyone safer. They would take private medical decisions out of the hands of families and doctors and give that power to politicians. They would open the door for surveillance of young people who do not fit someone else's idea of what a girl or boy should look like. Colorado has a long history of people coming together across race, class, gender, and faith to protect one another. When we look out for all our kids, we create safer schools and stronger communities for everyone. And I want to be clear tonight, One Colorado will stand with transgender people in every corner of this state. We will fight these measures with everything we have. We will defend the right of every trans person to live safely, access care, and be treated with dignity. Here is what you can do. Stay connected to trusted local organizations within your community. Start conversations. Talk with your neighbors about why keeping politicians out of the classroom and doctors' appointments matters to you. Please take the pledge to defend trans rights in 2026, and I have a link if you'd like it. Our community is not going anywhere. We deserve safety, dignity, and the freedom to live our lives fully. Thank you for standing with us.
Thank you, Terry. Again, that was words from Brandy Hardy, read by Terry Webster. So the next folks couldn't be here, but they have a pretty good reason why they couldn't be here too. Amanda and Sky Roberts are family members of Virginia Guffrey. Virginia Guffrey is an Epstein victim who completed suicide earlier this year. We know that the vote is coming up on the House here pretty soon, so Amanda and Sky had to go do some advocating in other places right now. But they left us a letter here so that we can carry on Virginia's legacy. And now Sean Maddox is going to join us to carry on this legacy. You just want to stand there?
Hello. Before I read this letter real quick, I just wanted to explain something. You might have kind of seen the Wizard of Oz homage. And the reasoning for that is because we're kind of placing Jeff Crank as he doesn't have the brains, courage, or heart to show up for his constituents. So that's what that one. And the other quick thing, there's some paper up at the front desk. If everybody can write letters for Mr. Crank so we can deliver to them to his office. Dina and I went there a couple weeks ago to deliver the letters, and the staff would not open the door. They just said, just put it next to the door. And when asking why, they're like, well, you know, after Charlie Kirk. So we would like to have a huge pile to drop by his door with this sign, reminding him that he doesn't have the courage, brain, or heart to be there for his constituents. Amanda and Sky wanted to send their apologies. Brittany Pedersen also is sending her apologies. She was going to try to come this evening, but she also had to go to DC. So this is from Amanda and Sky. And I just have to say that I am so honored to have met them and to get to know them. They are working tirelessly in love for their sister and continuing her battle, and it's truly a beautiful thing to see. Virginia Roberts Giuffre, she was the most prominent survivor of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Amanda and Sky Roberts are her sister-in-law and brother, and they stand together as a part of a vibrant and diverse community united in our commitment for justice for survivors. Recently, we had the opportunity to meet with your staff to discuss the urgent importance of the Jeffrey Epstein Files Transparency Act. For decades, this case has been mishandled, and countless survivors have been left without the justice they deserve. In that meeting, we expressed our hopes for transparency and accountability, emphasizing the critical need for your support of the legislation. Your staff indicated that you were in favor of transparency and would be in touch with us regarding your stance. That was in September, and since then, we have yet to hear back from you. Your silence speaks volumes. Silence is complicity. Despite the current administration's attempts to block the Epstein Files Transparency Act, we are heartened to learn that it is moving forward for a vote on the House floor tomorrow. Will you be in attendance? We urge you to vote yes, Mr. Crank. As you prepare to cast your vote, we implore you to think of your own family. What would you want for them if they were in the shoes of survivors? This is not a political issue. It is a cause that every single American can rally behind. It is about standing with survivors and ensuring their voices be heard. Be a beacon of hope for El Paso County. Be a voice for those who have suffered in silence. Your vote is more than a tally. It is a powerful statement of support for justice and accountability. Remember, above all else, that you serve your community, and we are watching. Your decision tomorrow will be remembered when it is our turn at the ballot box.
Yeah, if there's a time to grow a spine, it's tomorrow, right? That vote tomorrow is a first step in a long process, but it's a step that has to take, and it's good to get people's names down on paper for people who don't want to release those files. Well, hold question, Steve. Wait. Absolutely. Yeah, so for the crowd, she said child sexual abuse should not be normalized ever. And you see it going on right now on Fox News and things like that. 15 is not cool. Like that's not legal. Like when they say stuff like that, call it out immediately. Thank you for that. So moving on to the next little section here, we're going to lean into some of the humanities and arts. Leaning into some of these things helps us feel emotions that we usually find too easy to hide, right? It's easy for us to walk into the Louvre, and look at the Mona Lisa and feel that tranquility. But it's also easy for us to go to the Holocaust Museum and feel that shame. It's important that we feel that. When we start talking about these art things, let it open up your mind and let it come to you and just speak to you. These are things that we don't address all the time. The first thing that we're going to talk about here is the Declaration of Independence. We're going to do a little annotated version of it. And some folks won't call it literature. I call it literature because I will challenge you to find another legal document that can work an author's empathy or a reader's empathy and draw emotion out of you like the Declaration of Independence does, right? It's an amazing document. Everybody needs to go back and reread it. Same thing with the Constitution and the preamble. But for right now, here's an annotated version of the Declaration of Independence.
Maybe not a complete annotated version. Don't. But yeah.
Got yours?
What?
Is this one on? Okay.
All right.
With complete respect and immense gratitude for Thomas Jefferson and this, the founding document of the United States, we will highlight some of the foundational principles put forth in that document and compare Mr. Crank's actions and the comments of him and the current administration. Ideally, Mr. Crank would be able to enlighten us, his constituents, directly, but he failed to respond to our invitation to be here until his email of regrets reached us last week. A printout of that is back there if you would like to see it. It's on their stationary email. Because of our elected representative has chosen not to be here, we are left with Crank's statements that he, Crank, has made in Congress, on his website, on his social media, and his town halls with his favored constituents. And of course, in this recurring praise for the policies and actions of Donald Trump. From the Declaration of Independence, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
But Trump, POTUS. Notice the nice long red tie. Thank you. Yeah. But Trump says of immigrants, they're not humans. They're not humans. They're animals.
There is no room for DEI in our military.
What do?
Oh, wait.
We resist. Thank you. From the Declaration of Independence. He, King George, has refused his assent to laws, the most wholesome and necessary for the public good.
One big beautiful bill. The Congressional Budget Office estimates 12 million people will lose health care coverage by 2034, and 3 million people will lose their SNAP benefits.
I voted for the big, beautiful bill. I wrote a letter to Senators Bennett and Hickenlooper asking them to pass a clean continuing resolution to fund SNAP at the cost of raising the ACA premiums on millions of Americans.
What do? We resist. From the Declaration of Independence. He, King George, has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance.
I, established the Department of Government Efficiency by executive order. Elon Musk literally and figuratively took a chainsaw to government agencies and programs ostensibly to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse.
I supported the new Office of Doge cuts. You have lost the argument when you are defending waste, fraud, and abuse in government. I supported Doge and the cuts to federal offices, personnel, and services, dismantle the Department of Education and USAID. I love what Doge is doing.
What do? We resist. From the Declaration of Independence. He, King George, has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of our legislatures.
The Trump administration has sent the National Guard and active military into our cities, calling those cities a situation of complete lawlessness. Masked ICE agents are conducting illegal seizures and kidnapping people off the streets.
I am against sanctuary cities and states. With that comes the crime. With that comes all the breakdown of the rule of law. We see it, and we see people coming across our border bringing fentanyl, ravaging our communities, ravaging our families, and it's wrong.
What do? We resist. From the Declaration of Independence, again, speaking of King George, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world.
Trump imposes tariffs based on whims, perceived slights, and support for dictators. And our representative, Jeff Crank, has not challenged Trump on those tariffs.
I'm against tariffs. I'm for free trade. But I was not a co-sponsor of H.R. 407, Prevent Tariff Abuse Act.
What do? We resist. From the Declaration of Independence, again, talking about King George, for depriving us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury.
Kilmer Abrego Garcia was deported without due process to El Salvador Maximum Security Prison, repatriated, and is now awaiting again in an ICE facility for possible deportation to Liberia. Trump plans to have deported 600,000 people by January. He's targeting undocumented migrants, legal asylum seekers, and even legally present non-citizens, including refugees.
I support ICE activities.
What do? We resist. From the Declaration of Independence. And for the support of this declaration with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. In other words, united we stand, and we will not fall. What do? We resist. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that. That was phenomenal. Our next performer that's going to come up here is Hossein Forzanda. Nailed it. He's going to perform his culminating monologue, Waiting on Me, from his play American Summer. He is Persian born, but Colorado grown. That's why we call him Hoss. The floor is yours.
day is it? Oh, I only know it's the middle of the night because they're not in here fucking with us. So I think it's been like 2 weeks now in this place, somewhere in Louisiana. That's all I know. They give us a moldy ham sandwich that's dry when they feel hospitable. And the water tastes like they just scoop it right out of the pisser. Other than that, this cold-ass concrete floor is our bed. And this fancy, shiny, it's tinfoil. It's just fucking tinfoil is our blanket. This is what they gave me after they took all my clothes and belongings. I just wanted to go see Waiting for Godot on Broadway, damn it. Gotta appreciate the irony, I guess. I was one of 128 video submissions to audition for the role of Pazzo to play alongside the stars of Bill and Ted. So I thought it'd be cool to at least go see it. And now everybody's waiting on me. I was worried about getting on the plane, but deep down, I really still believed in America. I've been through a bunch of random screenings, even while holding a security clearance, working IT for the Navy. Flown so many times. So I didn't think much of it. When some guy pulled me aside, I figured it was just another random screening. Next thing I know, I'm being questioned about my religious loyalties and how I feel about shitbag 47 and why I want to see Israel destroyed because of my Free Palestine pin. And this guy interrogating me has brown skin. Where are you from, I ask? He just ignores me and keeps questioning me about my religion and political affiliations. You're Antifa, ain't you? All I kept saying was, I'm for peace, man. I'm not even religious. I'm just anti-war and think humans deserve to be treated justly and humanely. Next thing I know, I'm in here. I keep seeing more and more people show up in here every day. Most are surprised when I tell them I'm a citizen. And then they look even more scared. A lot of them don't speak English, and my un poquito español from higher level IB and Duolingo doesn't seem to get me much further than the baño and a burrito. That doesn't stop them from trying, though, because I think they think I'm bullshitting. Now it's getting more cramped in here. Even with the few who are moved on to wherever may be next. You can hear people crying in all the cells. Ayúdame, ayúdame. There are kids in here somewhere. It's so fucked up. And everybody seems really nice. And just as confused as the next. Aren't we all fucking immigrants? What happened to justice and liberty for all? I was brought to this country believing in the American dream. A place where an immigrant boy fleeing a brutal fascist theocratic dictatorship could be a star on Hollywood. And more than that, I believed in a United States made up of a diverse community of driven individuals with a unified goal of being the best we can be as the global leader in every aspect, from science to art to dominating the Olympics to setting a bar for justice, democracy, and liberty. Oh, disculpe, amigo, no necesitas levantar. Yo puedo traer una taza de agua para ti. No problema, con gusto. I wake up every day wondering if my people are looking for me. Are they protesting? Do they even know? Do my parents miss me at all? And is this what they really fucking voted for? My buddy I was supposed to meet in the city, he writes for a big magazine. Is he writing a piece about it? Would he even dare? What's gonna happen to all these kids? Why are we traumatizing a whole generation of brown and black kids and militarizing a generation of white supremacists? What's gonna happen to me? Are they still really using Gitmo? Is that really where I'm going? Is the military stopping this coup yet? Will the Indian nation rise up with us? When do we start arresting all these treasonous fucks? Or better yet, when will all these treasonous fucks realize they've been duped and join the right side of history? There's still a chance, right? Or do we just do it ourselves? General strike? Anyone? It's so gloomy in here. I haven't seen daylight in forever, it seems. So much so that it's hard seeing the light inside myself. They used to shine so brightly through the thick and thin of all the trauma and heartache of life. I'm trying to keep it from dying out completely. That little hope I have left hangs on to that American dream. That feeling we all had in that short space after 9/11 and before turning on every Middle Eastern around. It was a short-lived communal patriotism. The really good kind of patriotism. An American help your neighbor kind of patriotism. A feeling I can only imagine was felt when the country came together during the world wars. We flew the flag for our country, the great US of A, not for Republicans or Democrats or kings or tyrants, and certainly not for any fucking Nazis. But for us, hardworking Americans, united, because we're all just trying to get by. And that's already hard enough to do without an oligarchic dictatorship. Nothing like fighting fascism to bring out what being American truly means. Sure wish I could punch a fucking Nazi in the face right about now. I take in all the new bodies surrounding me, realizing maybe I actually fell asleep for a bit. The empty cell across from us has been filled with a new group. They look defeated, hopeless. I take in their faces and, wait, that face. I know that face. It's the asshole who interrogated me at the airport. Our eyes meet. He shrugs and looks down. Keep up the good fight. Thank you all. Thank you all so very much for having me. If you know anybody who needs to hear this piece, it will be performed one more time at the Arts Uprise at the Manitou Arts Center this weekend, the 22nd. And it's a free show, so invite everybody, let them come. We do it for a good cause, and it's also part of the Broadway's national theatrical resist movement. So thank you.
Thank you, Hoss. That was so powerful. And just to kind of bring it back, they want that story to repeat 600,000 times by January. Like, how sobering is that? That's how many, they want that to happen to 600,000 people by January. It's just insane where we're at right now. We're gonna get into the main event here, where we're gonna call you all up to come and speak your piece. Where'd Steven go? Can I get this set up here? Did Steven disappear? Yeah. Gabe, can you help me out? Set up the crank statue here so when we get here. Yeah, because we want to get to your voice. We want to hear what you all have to say. Yeah, so as we're getting that set up, earlier when I was thinking about, I don't know where we are because, Bobart and Green are standing up to Trump and Democrats are caving. I should have said we're over the rainbow. I could have tied this all together. It would have been perfect, but I missed that one, so that's on me. I apologize. So the battle flow for here today, we'll have the mic here. If you want to take the mic off, because it's kind of, you've seen me struggling here. But we're going to line up over here. If you have something to say, we'll start queuing up over here. If we have any British people, if you could queue first to show us all how to do it properly, that'd be great. Leave the mic on the stand is the word from above, because it is the camera is right here. So. Can we angle it this way? Can we angle it this way a little bit so that folks can see him as they're talking to him? All right. So we're all going to come up here and we're, yeah, I think it's good. But we're going to be asking him to grow a spine. So before we can get him to grow that spine, we're going to give him a little help. Steve, hang on for a second here. It's a little spine, but we're going to give him a starter kit, okay? So we're going to attach this to him, so as our folks are speaking to him, hopefully something grows, like the Grinch's heart. We'll drop that off with the other stuff too. All right, so let's get right to it. If you have any questions, gripes, complaints, try to keep it to 60 seconds, 45 to 60 seconds. Let's not get crazy. But if you have anything you want to say, now's the time to come up, form up over here, and we'll run through this and we'll hear your voices.
Well, thank you, Jeff Crank, for being willing to come meet with all of us today. I'm kind of amazed that you would have that much of a spine. But I do have a really quick question for you. I realize that you were Trump's pick for El Paso County, and I'm just wondering how that related to us losing Space Command, several other military pieces from the community, and our ability to have thousands of people leaving Colorado Springs that are part of our military system, and at the same time increasing our national debt to the tune of some $4 trillion. And I'm just wondering, what role did you play in that? Thank you.
I'm Michael Stewart, and I'm going to ignore him as he ignores us. I've written a few letters to Mr. Crank, and I always get a letter back, and it says, received your letter, thanks for writing. I will look at impeachment when it comes up. My response to Mr. Crank would be, bring it up. Okay, but I'm a veteran. I'm in Adam's group. And I'm telling you, that Veterans Parade was one of the best things I've done in years. It gave me hope to see so many people who had similar experiences to me, but I'm not a very good example. I was in 1,033 days. I got in, and I was on the bus, and I remember saying to myself, it's time for me to reevaluate my decision-making process. as 18. Okay, but anyway, I want to ask a question to Mr. Crank about the military and why are we allowing black outfitted thugs into our cities to beat up people when the mayors and the governors haven't asked for that? I don't see how that's possible. But anyway, and something related to this, why are we bombing ships in international waters when we have no evidence that they're a drug runner? I just don't understand this. This is not the America that I signed up to serve in 1969. And I don't think it is that for about any of the veterans, especially in this room. But anyway, great group, hard to follow the groups we've had talking so far. But anyway.
Thank you.
I used to have a lot more profanity. My wife.
Hi, I'm Susan Taylor, and I'm with a group that we call On the Corner for You. We do weekly protests right around the corner from your office, sir. And my question, sir, is why were the sprinklers turned on during our protest on Wednesday at the corner where we were standing at 1 p.m.? This was in the middle of a peaceful, lawful protest. So what I'm really curious about is, one, do we need to wear rain ponchos from now on when we come to protest by your office? What? I didn't hear you. And two, I believe it's against Colorado Springs Utilities to actually water at that hour. So if it happens again, we will be reporting you. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. All right. So as folks think about what you want to say and things like that, candidates, you're also free to come up here and get your questions out there. So if anybody is interested in coming up, just stand up here. While we wait for people to get their questions together, we do have another performer here that's going to lead us in some songs here. Lindsay Fecknitz is a local singer and songwriter and social healer. She brings folks together to sing and move their bodies, open their hearts, and move together in deeper solidarity with one another. So... yeah, that is what she does. She's got it tattooed on her. So, Lindsay, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening. Hum with me. Roll your shoulders a little bit, would you? This is from Joan Baez. Clap with me. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me on. Sing along. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let no Jeff Crank turn me around. Turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no Jeff Crank turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let no Trump turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no Trump turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let no ice monkeys turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no flying monkeys turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Yeah, we're gonna build a brand new world. So yeah, in particular, with the ICE agents kidnapping people and holding them for indefinite amounts of time, so heartbreaking it is. And so I appreciate the theme of the Wicked movie and these agents. You know, I don't know if y'all have seen up here, but they have ICE agents written on the flying winged monkeys. You know, it's terrifying and heartbreaking. And thank you, Haas, for bringing that lived experience to all of us. Not literally, but like, you know, artistically. Yeah. But there's a real reign of terror going on. There's a real reign of terror, and we're all, you know, if we're all feeling it. It's all intimidation, yeah? And in these times when it's so important to be together with each other's bodies, as well as each other's voices, the function of singing has always, always, always been a central part of any and all social movements, yeah? Particularly in the 20th century. And so, I want to play two songs, actually. This song is a contemporary song. It's written by the group named Joseph. It's called Burn the White Flag. The white flag of surrender, yeah? And it's all about not surrendering your ideals, not surrendering your humanity, not surrendering your voices, not surrendering your love and your compassion and your resistance and your showing up for yourselves, everyone else in this room, showing up for others in our communities. Never, ever, ever surrender showing up for each other, yeah? Your voice is getting loud. Keep it down now. Keep it down now. There's talk going around this town. Keep it down now. Keep it down now. Noises coming in from all sides, warning all the ways to die. They say you'd better give up, you'd better give up. I say I'll never give up, I'll never give up. I'll be an army, no, you're not gonna stop me getting through. I'll sing a marching song and stomp through the halls louder than you. I could surrender, but I'd just be pretending. No, I'd rather be dead than live a lie. Burn the white flag. Burn the white flag. Sing it with me. Burn the white flag. Burn the white flag. Whisper, move the air. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sometimes it's all I got to spare. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Noises coming in from all sides, warning all the ways to die. They say you'd better give up, you'd better give up. I say I'll never give up, I'll never give up. I'll be an army, no, you're not gonna stop me getting through. I'll sing a marching song and stomp through the halls louder than you. I could surrender, but I'd just be pretending. No, I'd rather be dead than live a lie. Burn the white flag. Burn the white flag. Burn the white flag, yeah. Burn the white flag. Hum with me. Yeah. Feel your hum. Feel your breath. You are alive. As long as you have breath, you have a voice. Now sing this with me. Burn the white flag. Yeah. Burn the white flag. Burn the white flag. Burn the white flag. Burn the white flag. Yeah. Burn the white flag. I'm not giving up. Burn the white flag. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I'll be an army, no, you're not gonna stop me getting through. I'll sing a marching song and stomp through the halls louder than you. I could surrender, but I'd just be pretending. No, I'd rather be dead than live a lie. Burn the white flag. 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 Don't give up. Burn the white flag. Burn the white flag. Keep going. Burn the white flag. Burn the white flag. And in knowing that I'm just going to do one more, here's a little chant you can take with you, because in a democracy, you exist when you speak up. Yeah. When you don't speak up, you don't exist. So you can take this with you. Wait, I got to remember how it goes first. I still have Joan Baez in my head. She's a good one to have in my head. Oh, I know. Yeah. I speak, therefore I am. I speak, therefore I am. I speak, therefore I am. You cannot silence me. I speak, therefore I am. I speak, therefore I am. I speak, therefore I am. You cannot silence me. I speak, therefore I am. I speak, therefore I am. I speak, therefore I am. You cannot silence me. Love you all. Thank you. Keep speaking up. Keep showing up.
All right. Did you want to say something? All right, so this will actually be the closing or the last question here. Zuri Horowitz, candidate for CD5, just got some courage and decided to come up on here. So come on up here, Zuri.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, everybody that keeps showing up, keeps coming out, speaking their minds. I think it's really important that we highlight the fact that even if we did have a town hall with Jeff Crank, it would not matter. Because the reason he is in office is because of billionaires, and the reason that he decides laws the way that he does, the reason that he votes the way that he does is to service billionaires. And we need to elect people that are elected because the people support them. And so thank you guys for showing up and woo, and being strong. Thank you. We need to reform our government. We need to have a government for the people once again. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rory, for that. You are so awesome, and so is everybody in this room. I'm Justice Lord, and I'm also running for Congressional District 5. I just want you guys to know that my only question for this guy is, when are you going to step aside and let us show everybody what democracy actually looks like?
Hi, my name is Gloria Martinez, and they said I had to come up here. I just had a nice asthma attack. So if I sound kind of wheezy, and I'd be like Joan Baez when she was on coke when she made that song. I was that age. So my asthma medicine's the same way. So I want to tell you, dude, you're horrible. My dearest friend, her husband's going in Friday, and I get emotional when I talk about it because we're both afraid what's going to happen Friday when we take him to Denver. So we talked about how we'll drive the car around and around and around, and then throw him out of the car and let him run into the building. Because we don't know what's going to happen, because her brother-in-law went through the same thing in Pueblo, and he landed up in Florida. So we don't hardly talk about it in La Familia because it's too emotional. So what that gentleman said here, that really did happen. He told me all about it on the phone last week, and I keep having nightmares about how he had to live that way. He said he went 4 days without eating and drinking. Do you even think about those things, Mr. Crank, at all? I mean, how do you sleep at night? You know, I just don't see how he does that, but a lot of the Hispanics I talked to today, I went to did some charity work at El Centro, and I cannot believe how scared they are. They don't get groceries. Some of them do, so I said, I'll go get the groceries, and they said, pero Gloria, what happens to you if they take you? I said, I have a whole hell of a lot of Democrats going to kick some ass. Hey, to include the general, huh? He told me today, he says, Mom, you got to be careful with that asthma, man. I'm not home. And I said, yeah, I get too emotional. So remember, even though we're all brothers and sisters in the Dem Party, we need to stay united. You need to know we are united. Remember, I told you and taught you guys how to say, si se puede? Not se puede, remember. It's si se puede. I didn't come up here to make you feel sorry for me. That's way beyond that. But it is kind of hard to live around. And then I go home to Rocky Fort La Habana. I just came from there. I talked to my cousin in Avondale today, too, and they're going, the food pantry thing is out of control now. People are going to, and this is really sad to say, I don't even know how to say this. She said there's a gentleman in Pueblo that's going to all the food pantries and getting the turkeys, and now he's selling them. So I said, well, let's take names. I'll go down there with you. And so, yeah, so a lot of things are happening. But I'm blessed to live here, and I'm blessed to be with you guys. I'm blessed to be hearing June give me ass chewing for 2 hours last night. Miss June, you owe me now. So please keep the faith. We don't have to worry about this pendejo. I have to go to confession now. But you all are so beautiful people. Remember, si se puede.
Hey everyone, I'm Eric from 5051. You might recognize me from some of the rallies you've been to. Hey Jeff, how's it going, buddy? Is history going to be kind to you, or how are we going to remember you, actually, when you're clearly, openly supporting a rapist, a pedophile, a liar, a con artist? Everyone knows exactly what you're doing, exactly who you're supporting. The craziest thing is, you see all these flags in America flipping. There are farms in Montana and in South Carolina, these lonely farms by themselves with these No Kings flags up. How brave of these people. In counties where they're 89% or more red, MAGA, they're having hat burning parties, Jeff. The numbers are changing. The more rallies I keep going to, the more protests I keep going to, the more I speak to Republicans and libertarians and conservatives and people who are losing faith in their party. Jeff, I'm sorry, buddy. You're losing this fight, and we will continue to win. Thank you.
No. So Teresa and I, oh yeah, I don't know if you can hear us. So Teresa and I went to Crank's office 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, yeah.
Seems like every week.
I know. And now the door is locked, so we were able to get somehow Jeff to come outside. Jeff is the...
Oh, creepy Pastor Jeff came to the door, not Jeff Crank. Have any of you ever met creepy Pastor, ex-Pastor Jeff? Yeah, is he creepy? Yeah, yeah. He is. He's pretty tall. I don't know his last name because I always call him creepy ex-Pastor Jeff. Oh, see, I knew I had a reason to always say that with him. He's a tough one, but he wasn't that tough that day.
No, well, he won't. We're no longer allowed in the office. So if you're a constituent of Representative Crank, yeah, a bunch of 50-year-old women aren't allowed in the office. So, so we were asked, as was noted, Sean noted earlier, that we had to just drop off our paperwork instead of speaking to a representative. So we no longer have representation, basically, if we can't speak to our representative. Not that we ever spoke to Crank, but you can't speak to anyone in the office.
Dennis.
Yeah. Not even. You have to make an appointment with Dennis.
Oh, and he's not keeping appointments anymore.
Right.
Liz will scream.
sorry.
Liz will scream at you and run out after you. That she's going to bring the police in on you. Yeah, yes, they have thought that their protesters are over the top. They are really over the top. I see a lot of heads shaking yes that have experienced it. This white Christian national evangelical craziness, let's just call it what it is, KKK, is very scary here. And
So we have no representation.
yeah, we have no representation.
Even
Keep
if we
going.
had something to say. So anyway, we were able to get Jeff to come out to speak to us, to tell us why the doors were now locked to constituents, which they'll claim they're not locked to constituents, but they are locked to the constituents. And it was because they said there's so much fear from democratic violence. So.
I think the reason he really came out was there were 3 people, I think the Gazette was there. I'm not sure who else was there. Oh, and it was, of course, it was a Virginia. It was Sky.
Yeah.
And it was heartbreaking to see that they won't speak with their constituents. And creepy Pastor Jeff did do the I'm 6 foot tall. Yep, that's him. Over you, looking down on you, that whole meanness he plays. So, yes, my meanness has come out because I don't trust what they're doing. We know what they're doing. We know what Sheriff Roybal's doing, and we know what Yemi Mobilati's doing. So we also know what we want to have in the future, correct? And we don't want lobbyists. We don't want all this dirty money that we can't even find who that money is coming from. I will tell you, Jeff Crank took AIPAC. We know it, right? The cattle ranchers also gave him a lot of money. Wonder how our ranchers are feeling now. So, I don't really know what I'm trying to say other than tank crank. But we're out there every darn week, many of us, different groups, and right across the street is they're national. They're all over the United States. Fellas came out from that building at Catalyst, what is it, Catalytic? I don't even know the name of the building across the street. Catalyst. And said, I'm from Norway. Thank you. but there's many other places they come from. So anyhow, Jeff, we see you. Yeah, speak to your constituents.
Hello, I'm Ellie, 5051. I just wanted to give a quick announcement. We have a civics class coming up this Friday at Station 14 Firehouse. That's 1875 Dublin Boulevard. It's our 4th civics class. It's awesome. I will tell you that if you went to the Indivisible civics class, it's going to be the same topic, so don't probably come to both. But we are going to talk about caucusing. And half of you are like, I don't know what that is, and the other half of you are like, I've heard the word. So it's very important. It may be the moment in the midterm 2026 elections where we have the most influence, and very few of us have probably, how many of you have ever been to a caucus? Oh, well, okay. Way more than I thought. I have not. Anyway, so if you want to learn about caucusing, 5:30 this Friday, Station 15. Thank you.
Are you going, Stu? Okay, let's keep it rolling.
Hi. Okay. Some know me, some don't. My name is Shay Burt, and I am the national organizer for Indivisible over Colorado, Nevada, and Southern California. Thank you. And I live right here in Colorado Springs. So this means a lot to me right now. I'm so excited that you all did this tonight. I'm glad to be here. I've been out for 4 months for medical issues, which is why y'all probably haven't seen me at a lot of things. And so I'm glad to be back and back in action. I have been walking around taking pictures of the event, took a couple pictures of these, and I put them in our national Slack workspace. And Leah Greenberg just messaged me, and she wanted me to tell you all to let Jeff know that there's no room for the wicked.
All right, that's a great way to end it up right there. Thank you, everybody, showing up and causing a little good trouble. Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for being here. If we continue to keep coming out here peacefully and showing what we can do peacefully, he will start listening. There's no choice. When we show up with 20,000 down in America's Beautiful Park, he doesn't show up, but he listens. When we show up here, he listens. So keep showing up to these things. Before we take off, I want to thank again our speakers, Senator Schneider, June Waller, Brandy Hardy, who couldn't be here.